Welcome to the Ironman VR26, the Kona series preparation block, and a very special ride today with some of Ironman's most colorful personalities. And they're off. These are our announcers on the Ironman VR26 social spin. And I'm here with Mark Allen, legendary master coach, Ironman world champion 6 times over. And Mark, we're just going to jump in and talk a little bit about what you see and what we've got going on before we get to chat, of course, with these superstars. Mark, what are you seeing so far?
Well, one of the main things on this ride is, as I've said earlier, is to try to keep it steady. So, you can look at those watts and try to take the first half of the ride and set one pace, try to hold it, keep it steady, don't have those watts going up and down, because during the race, you will have your best Ironman when you have a pacing that is the most steady throughout.
You can see it, folks. These riders are coming down that final stretch of Palani Road. We're behind Pete Murray there. We know Joanne Murphy came across the line already. We've got athletes, riders, racers from around the world finishing with our announcers. Great stuff. Now back with Mike Riley as he closes out this final section on the Kuakiti. Paul Kay, of course, is across the line. Riley, I'm not saying you're last, but you're last.
Wait a minute, you mean Joanne beat me too?
Well, all three of them sort of did come across the line first in the non-race race. So just
Something's
know
going
that.
on. I'm pushing 35 mile an hour, 2.5 watts. What the heck?
Well, we've got an elite team that we brought together here,
Yeah.
Mike. So I just want you to remember that. And maybe they're more wide awake than you since they're later in the day. I'm not sure. I won't give any excuses here. But it's Kona Celebration Week. Share with us, if you would, just one awesome or favorite memory of yours from Kona.
So that's so difficult to do because each kind of race is filled with thousands of incredible memories. But for me, it's a very personal, selfish one. It was my first visit to the big island of Hawaii. And it started for me at LAX, getting on the airplane, seeing everybody with their compression socks on and race backpacks and water bottles. And then the freezing cold 6-hour plane ride to Kona, and then landing, and the minute the airplane door opened, this flood of welcoming, beautifully scented, humid, warm air into the airplane. And despite the warmth and humidity, I was covered in goose flesh because, I was on the big island of Hawaii. I was in Kailua, Kona. And that was 2014, and I still get goosebumps every time I think about that moment, every time I tell that story. And that day on the hot corner was insane. A memory I will never, ever, ever forget.
Well, I think today was a world's record in that we heard the least amount of words for the most amount of time out of all 4 of these folks here. But don't get used to it because, just like the athletes, when they get back to racing, they're going to be so excited. When these 4 get back to announcing, I don't think you're going to be able to shut them up. The racing's going to be done and over, and they're still going to be talking. So, rest those vocal cords, get them ready to go. I know you guys are all excited to get back to live racing.